back to the channel, everyone. It is your boy Ace. Today we're going to be reacting to some more Naruto content. This one's by SethTheProgrammer. It was actually a request by someone who commented on the video. But today we're checking out most underrated characters in Naruto by SethTheProgrammer. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's see who's underrated and see if I agree with them or not.
Hello everyone, it's your father, SethTheProgrammer. Today I'm going to be educating you about a group of characters in Naruto I think are underrated in the community generally, but probably not big enough to earn their own videos per se. And a lot of these characters are surprisingly powerful when you give them a deeper look, and by underrated I'm generally just referring to how much they're really talked about in scaling. Maybe a good example is that random shinobi with a sword who fought off Madara in the anime for a few seconds when everyone else got instantly destroyed, or the giant Super Mario Sunshine Squid who could repeatedly take attacks from 8 Tails Killer.
Yo, shout out to that shinobi though, because you could tell if the people are lasting and not getting insta-kills. These are the people that are pretty talented in their respective village.
Be sure to hit that like button, and if you've seen me before, maybe this isn't your first rodeo. Video mobile game become world of zombie effects. It's even thousands. First, I'd like to go over Orochimaru's top shinobi, Kimimaro. Now, we all know Kimimaro was able to easily defeat a QB Amp Naruto, and dozens of his clones was heavily weakened and had to be saved.
I agree with this. Kimimaro.
Rock Lee would then proceed to get drunk from his elixir, quote unquote.
He basically was about to defeat Gaara.
Even with this amp, Kimimaro was able to deal with him without even using his full abilities, with Lee having to be subsequently saved by Gaara. Gaara and Kimimaro would then duke it out, and just as Kimimaro was about to massacre Gaara and Lee, he dies of his illness. Now, normally this wouldn't mean a whole lot.
R.I.P. Kimimaro.
You'd be surprised to know that Kimimaro in his prime actually goes far beyond this, and before he would even confront QB Naruto, Kimimaro would pass by Toyuya and tell her he would allow her to live so long as she dealt with Shikamaru and Naruto quickly. He whispers in her ear and leaves so fast, in fact, that Naruto and Shikamaru didn't even see him or notice he was there before they can even sit up.
The
As
speed,
this is going
man.
on, Orochimaru and Kabuto discuss Kabuto's decision to allow Kimimaro to even leave their hideout in his condition, in which they hint that Kimimaro was the vessel Orochimaru truly wanted the most, even more than Sasuke, potentially. Kabuto then says that dealing with Hiruzen would have been no problem had Kimimaro not been ill, and that Orochimaru would still have his arms today. This is interesting because it implies that Prime Kimimaro is not only someone who probably has potential surpassing Sasuke, but had reached the level of Orochimaru in old Hiruzen, the strongest Kage alive at the time.
Let's not forget, dude,
Years
this
old.
dude, we know how strong Gaara is. This dude was literally about to murk him. Gaara's a huge... Back then, even Gaara was out here summoning Sand Tsunami, and this dude was about to take him out.
We've seen these clones have the ability to even tango with some of the strongest Kages in history reanimated, such as Mu and the Third Right Kage. Yet this clone would only stalemate Kimimaro and could find no way around him by the time Kabuto's Edo Tensei was released. So in the end, it seems as though these claims Kabuto and Orochimaru made were more than likely true, especially considering as an Edo he'd be weaker than in his prime, with this prime Kimimaro being possibly high Kage level by the time he was only 15 years old. And as a reminder...
Yo, I like this, man, because it gets you thinking. I never would have thought of Kimimaro. I know he was strong, but you don't really think too much of characters once they die off and you go to the next saga or the next arc. But this is really interesting because I would have to agree he would be Kage level.
Sasuke at the start of Shippuden was 16. Number 2 will be a little bit short, the legendary White Fang, Sakumo Hatake. There isn't much on Sakumo, but from what we know, he had a much more prestigious name than even the 3 Sanins in the databook. So prestigious, in fact, that Minato states Kakashi's demeanor and character could barely respect people without the same prestige themselves, or prestige. Hence why he always looked down on Obito as a kid. Minato also states that in his time, the 3 great shinobi of Konoha, presumably Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya, all paled in comparison to him. Or maybe he means the 3 Hokage before him at the time, and Sakumo could just spank Hashirama, Hiruzen, and Totoro with no problem.
That's definitely not it.
That off Kinkaku and Ginkaku, but in all seriousness, it's more than likely the Sannin is the...
That's wild. Sakumo being higher than the Sannin.
Recognize the massive potential of Guy and the value of your comrades over the rules and regulations of Shinobi. This philosophy would then inspire Obito and Kakashi.
Let's talk about that for a second. I want to just briefly touch on that because I have a feeling, and this is just me maybe doing my own headcanon, but it makes sense. Shinobi or people in animes who are super OP and strong have a way to tell, whether it's instinct, a gut feeling, whatever, or just by visually looking at someone, when someone is strong as heck. I mean, we saw it when Itachi was trying, like when Team Guy and Team Kakashi went to go rescue the Kazekage from being kidnapped by the Akatsuki. Zetsu was basically seeing that they were coming on their way, and he's like, there's a team from Konoha, it's with Might Guy, and then Itachi immediately says to his Akatsuki members, he's a shinobi from the Leaf Village, a taijutsu specialist, do not underestimate him. He knows how strong Guy is. Or when they attack the Leaf, or they don't really attack the Leaf Village, but they go to the Leaf Village, Kisame and Itachi, and they fight Asuma and the one chick that tried to do Genjutsu on Itachi, which failed. Basically, Guy shows up and this dude's like saying, no, we gotta retreat. If we fight this guy on right now, it's gonna take up more time. Well, first he was being smart, but I have a feeling that Itachi knew for a fact that Guy could clap Kisame. Not only that, like as he's talking about right now, SethTheProgrammer sees that like Sakumo basically saw the potential in Mike Guy when he was so young because he saw how he was training and the like wear and tear on his body. He saw that he was going to be stronger than Kakashi. And Kakashi was a prodigy back then.
Kakashi in the future Great Ninja War, and many ninja would fear just his name alone and often mistake Kakashi for him. Although he then offed himself and abandoned his own son in the process, which
I think that's
ironic.
selfish.
So ironic that he would wait in limbo until Kakashi arrived so he could apologize immediately. Onto my favorite character on this list.
Haku,
his
bro.
true power is surprisingly very nuanced compared to the hulking Buster
R.I.P.
Sword
Haku.
Chad Zabuza that's always next to him. And this is due to the fact that Haku is rather sympathetic and kind compared to the Demon of the Mist who massacred everyone else in his academy at the time as a child. Due to his empathy for Naruto and Sasuke, he tends to hold back on them a little too much, and many tend to believe that Sasuke, for instance, genuinely was able to counter him and throw him around due to this. However, Zabuza disagrees and believes that even if Kakashi with his 3 Tomo Sharingan were to defeat him, that he would still stand no chance against Haku. We know for a fact that Haku didn't want to seriously injure Naruto and Sasuke, and Zabuza even claims he was soft for them. However, later on we see more of his serious showings as an Edo. As an Edo Tensei, he was actually able to hold off Rock Lee with simply a Senbon needle, and could actually take and block attacks from both Rock Lee and Might Guy at the same time while weakened, and not using his Kekkei Genkai Ice Mirrors, which would massively increase his speed. With his Ice Mirrors, he's even able to blitz across the war's battlefield in front of Kakashi with his Lightning Blade. This is interesting considering that Kakashi should be massively more powerful than he was against Zabuza in their first fight, and still Haku can replicate the same scene despite being weaker than before. This only goes to show the massive limits Haku held himself back, considering he allowed himself to be outboxed by no Sharingan kid Sasuke, who would then later get fondled by weighted Rock Lee even with his Sharingan active, let alone older Rock Lee and then Might Guy at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Haku could have killed Sasuke if he was being serious.
Facing off against just an Edo version of him. In the data book, Haku is listed as having more potential than even Kakashi and is more so rivaling the potential of Naruto and
Yeah,
Sasuke.
doesn't Kakashi say that? When like they meet Haku for the first time, he basically says there's shinobi. You need to understand something. He says it to Naruto and his other Sasuke and Sakura. He's like, there are shinobi who are younger than me, who are stronger than me. And I think he was implying to Haku.
Level height at only 15 years old. This would also explain why it took Naruto going to an absolute mad lad QB chakra state that Zabuza stated.
Man, bro, it's been a while since I've seen Naruto. Like, there's so many things I want to kind of read. I'm gonna probably just watch the anime again because it is so dope.
Can't travel at light speed like the data books imply because Sasuke countered him, and then obviously this narrative element would refute that Haku still could.
Some of the best fights were in OG Naruto. I gotta see these again, man.
Still fight him. It's just Haku obviously was not using his full speed versus Sasuke, and was never using his full power at all.
And they couldn't even break the ice mirrors with the fireball jutsu.
Ice mirror is when he's blitzing Kakashi across the battlefield, right? That would be a great example of light speed actually being consistent for Haku's ice mirrors. Speaking of Naruto, the next on the list is actually going to be Kid Naruto from the Land of Waves. Now, I know what you're saying. Isn't that literally the main character? But that's why this is so interesting in my opinion.
Nah, he's not underrated.
One thing to know about Naruto, especially as a kid, is that his power can change drastically depending on the situation, Kyuubi or no. And this is due to the fact that for Naruto, his true strength is brought out when he's protecting those close to him, similar to Hiruzen, or when his ambitions are in his mind, such as becoming Hokage, and this is also clarified in the data books. This phenomenon is what Kakashi describes as both Naruto and Sasuke having massive untapped reserves of chakra, with Naruto's latent ability far surpassing Sasuke and probably his own. So in dire situations when he's protecting others or putting everything on the line, he can come off far more powerful than normal, such as when he...
Oh yeah, I see what he's saying, like when he saved Sasuke from the snake in the Forest of Death. Or when, yeah.
Everything on the line, and remembered Haku's message when earlier during the Sonic Showdown, he
what
could
a
hardly summon
freaking goofball, man.
and versus Zabuza, he could barely summon a few dozen clones.
Yeah.
1,000 versus Mizuki. And this is no different as well when he thought Sasuke died versus Haku, when his ambitions and...
See, we forget these things, man. That's why you gotta rewatch the anime.
In the words of Zabuza, his chakra's power far surpassed even Kakashi. He did have a QB amp, but as we know later on, a simple QB amp isn't all you need to be Kakashi's level, as obviously versus Neji and so on, he didn't get that big of a buff. As Kakashi also theorized much later when Naruto was simply climbing a tree. This may also explain why his QB amp versus some characters may seem insignificant but titanic against others, as it also depends on Naruto's resolve in the situation. It's also kind of funny to think that Naruto may have possibly been a Kage-level adversary at full power in just the first arc of the series.
Oh yeah.
Where he just had mental blocks stopping
He basically
him
stopped
Gaara.
Gaara.
At all times. Even just taking the win against
No,
Gaara
he did
into
stop
account, it's
Gaara.
listed
What am I
numerous
talking
times that
about?
Gaara is the Sand Village's ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
It's actually considered far above Chunin and Jonin level, even during the Chunin exams, which is probably why he so easily set the fastest record ever recorded during the forest section of the
Yeah, he
exams.
was Gaara's
now this one is
beast
not
mode was
as
Kage
serious,
level.
But while I was doing some research for another project, I was looking into how reanimated Deidara thought Inoki was faster than he was in his prime, and they were clashing, and I came across this odd scan of Kabuto saying, "There you are, Aoba 2, eh?" And I'm just thinking, who the actual is Aoba, and why does Kabuto know him by name? So I do a little research, you know how it is, and just let me entertain a little hypothetical here. Your big bad Kakuzu from the Akatsuki, one of the strongest Akatsuki members maybe, wrestling with perfect Jinchuriki in their full-on Bijou forms on the daily, and this goofy-looking sports goggle Moomin Rider wannabe-ass dude comes literally out of nowhere and says, "Don't worry, I got this." This man just straight up starts windmilling Kakuzu for a full goddamn minute directly on screen. What can my man Kakuzu do other than dip out of there with his boy Hidan? And you'd think, right, that this is where
I remember that like when this example is kind of like when that Shinobi lasted for a while against Madara with that wind blade. This is what I'm talking about. This dude was actually, and I remember seeing that in the Shippuden. I was like, yo, this dude's actually pretty good.
Kakuzu level, but no, there's more. You see, Aoba is part of a special task force specifically designed to hunt down the Akatsuki. You remember when Kisame turned up on Turtle Island? Aoba literally just said, "Come here," and tries to beat him up, even though he's like as powerful as a Jinchuriki. And in this same scene, we see both Aoba and Killer Bee having their chakra drained by Kisame, and Killer Bee is out of it, barely conscious, and my man Aoba just says, "On God, too much chakra stolen from you. Don't worry, I got this."
On God.
To literally go fight Orochimaru enhanced Kabuto immediately after he gets a Killer Bee level drain from Kisame. So, as you can see, he's really weirdly powerful for no reason. This is only in the anime, though. In the manga, there is that weird Killer Bee scene, so maybe he just drained more from Killer Bee than Aoba, but it really was weird that this special Jonin was actually called out by name by Kabuto, even though he didn't do anything.
I think they have to make him decently strong because, I mean, it was the unit with Naruto.
So I'm trying to keep, a few characters out of this video, like Rock Lee. Like, why is Rock Lee on here? Rock Lee's underestimated. It's like, oh, come on. It's like that meme where they're like, oh, this is a really underrated fight, and they show Rock Lee versus Gaara, Big memes. I don't want to really put those types of characters in the video. I was going to actually leave out the Akatsuki members as well. I kind of wanted to talk about Sasori and Deidara. I think they're a little bit downplayed, but they actually can get their own videos. But for this, I'd like to go over Zetsu, and you heard me right. The Zetsu Spiral,
Wait, what is this?
Tobi Zetsu, also known as Guru Zetsu and Black Zetsu specifically.